well, I'll keep it simple. There's a few things that I think are very important for us to think about when we think of stress. So stress in general first. Like Barton was saying, stress in itself, right, is not a bad thing. And I know this might sound controversial or, weird because we tend to think of fighting stress. But the reality is that when we look at the science and we look at how our bodies work and how our minds work, actually stress is not bad. There is a right amount of stress that is perfectly helpful for all of us. So for example, if you're not stressed at all about getting a good job or about getting a good grade on an exam or about getting a particular person to like you, you might not be very motivated to actually go and do the things you need to do. You might not be motivated to stay up at night and study. You might not be motivated to prep questions for your job interview. The problem is that most of the time, most of us actually get it wrong and we overdo it, right? We stay up too many nights, or we procrastinate too much, or we get too much in our heads. So when we talk about stress or when we talk about anxiety, really from psychology and from emotion science, the most important thing really is to learn how to get that right level of stress. That stress that is motivating enough that can get us going, but not too intense that it actually blocks us, that prevents us from doing things that we want to do. So it's actually, there's this inverted U shape that's called the Yerkes-Dodson law. And again, I'm sorry, I'm getting super technical, but that's basically it. And that's the idea that we all need to find that space. The thing that makes it all a bit more challenging is that there's not just one level of stress that is good for any one of us for all circumstances, right? It really depends on context. So in some situations, you might need to increase your stress level. In other situations, you might need to decrease it. In other situations, you might need to refocus. Maybe you're stressed out about the wrong thing in that situation. So that in general is sort of like the big struggle with stress. It's not so much about making it go away, but actually finding the optimal level. And in the work that I've done with my clients as a therapist and also as a researcher, it's challenging because we don't know a priori what that level is going to be, and it requires exploration and time.